Hey, I know this is a lot different than the videos I normally make, but today Poppy tried to explain the Star Wars prequels to me and failed abysmally. If you enjoy this video, then subscribe, I guess. Enjoy.
I'm explaining Star Wars to you. How are we doing this? Am I directing this video? Am I in charge?
Yes, it's a Poppy special.
Now, some loser fanboys will say that I should... I'm gonna get so attacked for this. I don't even understand. Star Wars fandom is scary. So losers would say that I should start with episode 3, yeah? Which is A New Hope. I'm gonna start with prequels.
Hang on a second. Episode 3, A New Hope. I feel like...
4. Cut that. We started from the beginning.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. And you already know that Darth Vader's Luke's father, so it doesn't really matter,
What?
does it?
Wait, what?
Are you ready? So, we start... Sorry, I'm Googling. Liam Neeson. I haven't advised for this. The Phantom Menace, in the first 5 minutes, we meet Liam Neeson, also known as Qui-Gon Jinn, and he's a legend. He's an icon. Here's the moment. And we also meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Is that it? No.
It's Ewan McGregor and Moon Avery. And they are besties.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon's like a father to him. Icons. And then they meet the Separatists, some little alien dudes who are doing a trade blockade on Naboo. Trade blockade on Naboo.
Great.
This is literally the setup for this movie. Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Naboo. There's literally the entire movie. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, on Naboo we meet Padme Amidala, which isn't actually her real name, that's her political name.
It's like WaitingSpy is my political name.
We meet Padme, look at her, the Queen of Naboo, and they've got to protect the Queen of Naboo. Why is it flashing? I'm just working through this flashing. You can't see the flashing. I'm gonna film it so that you can add it in afterwards and show people what the f I'm working with. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are like, babe, it's not safe here. There's a trade blockade by these stupid little alien dudes. We've got to get you out there, yeah? Padme is like, what the f? That's really weird. And so then they escape. Ooh. But then their ship is running out of fuel, so the only planet they can land on, that's away, oh my god! And they need ship parts because their ship is not very safe, you know? So they look for fuel and they go to this little man's house. Can I remember the little man's name? No. Watto! Hey, Watto.
I had a Lego figure of him back in the day.
And Watto has 2 slaves. Anakin Skywalker. Here he is. His mother, I always pronounce it wrong. Shmi! We meet Shmi. And a lot of people ship Qui-Gon and Shmi. They're in love. They need parts for something. I don't know why they go pod racing. I cannot remember. They don't have enough money, so you win money, yeah? So Anakin goes, I can pod race. Look at me. I'm amazing. I can fucking pod race, mate. So Qui-Gon's like, you're strong with the Force. I can feel it. I think you're the chosen one. And Anakin's like, what the hell are you on about, Jedi man? Anyway, pod race. They pod race. Guess who wins the pod race?
I reckon it's Darth Vader or something.
You are correct there. If you've ever played Lego Star Wars, you will know that this mission is actual hell. It's a little bit better in the Skywalker saga. And oh my god, I forgot about a main person who's here. He is here through this entire bit. This is Padme, who's like, I'm a handmaiden to the Queen of Naboo. The Queen's made me come and help you. And Qui-Gon's like, okay, fine, you're annoying. Then Anakin goes, are you an angel? And she laughs and he's like flirting, but she's 14 and he's like 9.
Oh.
Bit weird, but you know, we move. This is Padme, pretending to be a handmaiden. No, you don't know that yet. This is Padme. Queen of Naboo. Padme.
Does she always look like Keira Knightley, or is it just in that photo? Because she looks like...
This is Keira Knightley.
Wait, that... Oh!
So anyway, she's there through the whole part, and then she's like, okay, back to the ship. But as they go back to the ship, he's doing his little running, and then he's told to duck. And everyone's like, well, why is he being told to duck, mate? Over his shoulder, we see this man. It's Darth Maul. Darth Maul's a scary little man. Look at him. They go back to Coruscant, which is where the Senate and the Jedi Temple is. The Queen goes with Senator Palpatine, who's a nice, friendly guy who can do no wrong. And he says that, tell you what, the Chancellor, he's a bit incompetent. He's not going to do anything about this trade blockade. You need to get rid of him. Queen Amidala is like, oh my god, you're right. And she's been manipulated by this man. And so then guess who becomes Chancellor? This lovely man called Palpatine. He becomes Chancellor. Oh my god, we haven't got to Jar Jar Binks yet. No, we've missed Jar Jar.
We should have gone to Jar Jar Binks. I literally brought him up and you're like, oh, we're not there yet. And then you skipped him.
We're going to do a little time skip backwards. Before they get the Queen, we meet Jar Jar Binks. It's my favourite character.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is like, yo, I've been banned from seeing my people because I'm clumsy little shit. Jar Jar Binks is here for this entire bit that I've just said. I think he even comes to Coruscant with them. Anyway, Jar Jar Binks, not important. Not important, Jar Jar Binks. Where were we? Senate. Qui-Gon takes Anakin to the Jedi Temple. I don't think R2's been introduced yet. When was R2 introduced? He's a Naboo little ship man. Anyway, Qui-Gon takes Anakin to the Jedi Temple. It's like, I'll train him as my Padawan. And Obi-Wan's like, I'm your Padawan. You're good enough to go through the trials, yeah, and become a Jedi Knight. And the Jedi Temple's like, we cannot deal with this. We've got a literal Sith to deal with. Qui-Gon's like, he's the chosen one, as the prophecy says. And they're like, fine, just go do your shit. To get the Queen back, they go to Naboo to fight the trade blockade, and they go to ask Jar Jar Binks' people for help. Padme comes and stands up and goes, I am Queen Amidala. Sorry for the deceit, but I had to make sure that something was something. Who could have known that? I definitely didn't slip up 700 times. And then there's a big battle for some reason to fight the Trade Federation or whatever. Jar Jar Binks is actually helpful. She goes into the palace to attack the people who've overtaken her planet, yeah? Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan see, dun dun dun, they see Darth Maul. And Darth Maul fights them. And then when they think he's beaten, he stabs Qui-Gon. He stabs him. Qui-Gon's here somewhere. And then Obi-Wan weeps over his body and he cuts Darth Maul's legs off. They're gone. Darth Maul is no longer. Darth Maul has died down a little shaft somewhere. Qui-Gon is like, you must train the boy. Obi-Wan's like, sure, master. He's like, I'll train Anakin Skywalker. Yeah. And so he trains Anakin Skywalker. Chancellor Palpatine becomes Chancellor Palpatine, you know. Naboo is celebrating because, oh my god, Senator Palpatine's now Chancellor Palpatine. The relationship between him and Padme is really good. Oh my god, everyone's happy. That's the end of The Phantom Menace.
That was extremely enjoyable. The graphics were similar to that of an actual Hollywood blockbuster. Over the years, like, I've seen every Star Wars movie at some point. I'm pretty sure this is the only one that I've never seen at all.
You've never seen Attack of the Clones? Oh, I better make this good then. At the start of Attack of the Clones, we see Padme Amidala, and she's coming out of her ship, and then it explodes, and the Queen is dead. She's not really dead. Padme Amidala takes her helmet off, and her friend dies in her arms. So then she goes to the Chancellor's office, and Palpatine goes, you need protection, and she's like, no, I don't need protection. I'm a strong, independent woman. And we're like, yes, Padme, we believe you, but also you've just tried to be killed. How about your old friend, Obi-Wan Kenobi? And Padme's like, oh my god, Obi-Wan Kenobi, of course, I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's a legend. But obviously his Padawan is with him. Who's his Padawan? Who's his Padawan? Can you remember?
Oh my god, is it Anakin?
It is indeed Anakin Skywalker.
No way.
Anakin Skywalker is then like, oh my god, you're really pretty. And Padme is like, laughs awkwardly, like, alright mate, what a loser. And Jar Jar Binks is here.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is like, Misa, so happy to see you.
God.
And Obi-Wan's like, get the f*** out of my face, I hate you. I think that's the only time Jar Jar's in this movie from my memory, actually. Obi-Wan comes back and is like, why are the cameras off? And Anakin's like, I don't think she liked me watching her sleeping.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, R2, I didn't even say about the Phantom Menace, but we're already past it.
You didn't even mention C-3PO.
Because he's irrelevant. There's an attempt on her life and she screams. Everyone just jumps out the window into oncoming traffic, yeah, to attack this little droid thing. And Anakin's like, what the actual fuck, dude? I've got to go get him. He's a bit of a... Obi-Wan, like, lets go of the droid and falls into the speed and it's super cool. It's so cool, I love it. So they're chasing a bounty hunter and then they go into a bar. Obi-Wan's like, you're gonna be the death of me one day, Anakin.
I'm sure Anakin would never be the death of Obi-Wan.
No, they live happily ever after. They keep referring to her as a him, but the bounty hunters actually get her. She gets hit with a toxic dart.
Oh.
She dies. But we just see this man in armor, and we're like, who is this man in armor? Everyone at Anakin are like, what the hell? They go to the Jedi Council, and they're like, Anakin, you go with Padme back to Naboo to keep us safe. And then there's this weird flirting scene again, and it's really awkward and weird and strange. And we meet Dexter. Dexter, what a legend. Dexter owns a little diner, and Obi-Wan goes to talk to him about the toxic dart, and he's like, oh, you can only find this in this place. And Obi-Wan goes to look, and in the library there's a planet missing. He goes, well, there's meant to be a planet here, where's it gone? And Yoda's like, we should go find the planet then, you stupid. Yeah, Yoda exists. While all of this is happening, something else is happening with Anakin and Padme, but I just don't care for it. Everyone goes to Camino and finds this little lass here. She goes, oh my god, you're the Jedi who's been asking us to make a clone army. And Obi-Wan's like, what the hell are you talking about? She shows them the facilities and the clone army, and then they enter a room and she goes, Boba, is your father here? And then we see Jango Fett. Obi-Wan's like, I've got to leave. So he leaves. And then he follows Jango Fett, and then he goes to this little sandy planet and he's captured. He's sending a message to Anakin, yeah? And Anakin only gets a little bit of it. He's been doing some weird flirty thing with Padme and talking about how life should be a dictatorship, and she's like, what the fuck are you on about, mate? Not good
Riz.
foreshadowing. Padme's like, oh, we've got to go save him, and Anakin's like, but he told me to stay here, and Padme's like, well, you're protecting me, and I'm going, so you're coming with me, yeah? Anakin's like, I guess, God, really attracted to you right now. They go, and they get attacked by Gundarks or something. They become prisoners as well, and then they kiss. Anakin's like, we're here to rescue you, and he goes, well done. And you're like, Obi-Wan, you little Have you noticed how I've slowly been defacing Anakin? And Anakin's like, what about Padme? And Padme's already on top of this massive wooden pole beating the shit out of people. Padme, what a girl boss, love her. They have this little battle, and then, oh my god, a clone army arrives. Obviously, the evil separatists' idea. Oh my god, Count Dooku's in this. So we're not on that yet. In this little fight on Geonosis, the clones arrive. Then they find Count Dooku, and Count Dooku was once Qui-Gon's master. So Obi-Wan's like his grandson. It's insane. Anakin's like, I'm gonna fight you. And everyone's like, please do not fight me. Let me fight. So everyone fights him, and then kind of fails. So then Anakin fights him, and then gets his hand cut off. Everything's fine. They have a clone army. The Clone Wars have started. Anakin and Padme get married. R2 and C-3PO. Oh my god, C-3PO. Oh my god, I've missed a massive plot. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't Anakin's mum die or something?
Anyway, Anakin goes to Tatooine. He finds this dude who she's married, and he's like, what the f***? And they're like, she's been taken. And Anakin's like, well, I'm going to get them. And he goes, and he holds his mother as she dies. Then he finds C-3PO and goes, oh my god, C-3PO, I built you when I was a kid, and now you're sort of half-built. So then he takes C-3PO back with him. Yeah, that's the end of the movie. We're having a little intermission. The Clone Wars was an animated TV series on Disney XD, and it basically just explores the Clone Wars, and it's like so long. We get more Padme and Anakin lore, which makes the romance a little bit less weird. We meet Ahsoka Tano, Anakin's Padawan, and she's so cool. She's so amazing. I love her. I have 9 Ahsoka pop Funkos.
Jesus Christ.
That's it. That's the Clone Wars. Did you like the Clone Wars?
Oh, yeah, it was great. You're giving up with the writing now, I see.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. Let's go with this. Revenge of the Sith. We meet Anakin and Obi-Wan, and they're in the middle of a space battle, and it's so cool. It's amazing. This is a space battle, by the way. Because Chancellor Palpatine's been kidnapped. Oh my god, not Chancellor Palpatine. No. And they go and they find General Grievous, and General Grievous is the coolest shit, man. You're not getting any images this time, because it's boring. I don't like it. You're just going to get my little scribbles. You meet General Grievous, and he goes, Anakin Skywalker. I can't do the impression. I expected someone of your reputation to be a little bit older. Anakin goes, General Grievous, I thought you'd be taller. And you're like, Anakin Skywalker! It's a bit where he argues with Obi-Wan, and then he falls into a lift, and then they get stuck in the lift shaft and like cling onto each other. They find Dooku, his Grievous escapes. Palpatine goes, he's a Sith Lord. And then Obi-Wan goes, don't worry, Sith Lords are a speciality. And then he like drops his cloak, and then Anakin does it after him. They both ignite their lightsabers, and it's so cool. The Chancellor goes, kill him, he tried to kill me. And Anakin's got Dooku in like this little headlock with Obi-Wan's lightsaber and his lightsaber, and he just beheads him. Everyone goes, Anakin. He goes, what? It was going to blow up the whole ship. And you're like, Anakin's right, actually. And then Anakin's like, oh my god, the Chancellor's asked to speak to me. And Obi-Wan's like, have fun with that. I hate the Chancellor. And he sees Padme, and they snog. And Padme goes, I'm pregnant. And he's like, what the f***? Anakin speaks to the Chancellor, and the Chancellor's like, da 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 da. Obi-Wan's going to somewhere to kill Grievous. And then Anakin's getting like bad dreams that Padme dies in childbirth. And then he goes to speak to Chancellor Palpatine about it. And he goes, have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And he's like, Darth Plagueis the Wise? How the f*** do you know Darth Plagueis the Wise? Darth Plagueis the Wise brought his love back to life by using the Force. And the Chancellor's like, well, you can use the dark side to do it. And Anakin's like, okay, you're a Sith Lord. Picking up what you're putting down, mate, you are a Sith Lord. The Chancellor's such a nice guy. Actually, no, he's not a nice guy. Turns out he's not been a nice guy this entire time. What? Mace Windu's like, well, you're not coming to defeat the Chancellor with us. You suck. I hate you. Anakin follows them anyway. And then there's this little fight. Obviously, he's a Sith Lord. He's got lightning in his hands, and he kills like loads of Jedi. He shoots Mace Windu out of a window. Anakin's like, help me save Padme. And he's like, okay. From henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader. Execute Order 66. Order 66 is where all the clones kill the Jedi, and they start trying to kill Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan saves himself and runs away, and he goes to Coruscant where he finds Yoda, and then he sees a video clip of Anakin killing younglings. Master Skywalker! Apparently he jumped in that because Hayden Christensen just randomly went boo, and he like jumped back. He goes to see Padme at some point. He's like, we've got to go. And Padme's like, what the f*** about? Are you mentally well? He kills some younglings. Then he goes to Mustafar and Padme goes to find him. Obi-Wan's hiding in her ship. She's like, Anakin, this isn't you or something. We can rule the galaxy together. And she goes, what the f*** are you talking about? Obi-Wan appears and he goes, you're cheating on me with Obi-Wan. She's like, where the hell have you got that from? And then he chokes her and she passes out. And Obi-Wan's like, all right, I've got to kill you now. So then they have a cool fight on Mustafar full of like lava and then it ends with, you are my brother, Anakin. I loved you. Anakin is in love and he goes, I hate you. And then he leaves him to die. Palpatine takes his charred body and puts him in a little medical facility. And as Padme gives birth and two little twins pop out, who she names Luke and Leia, as she takes her last breath, Darth Vader takes his first.
That's so poetic.
It is poetic. Darth Vader wakes up and he goes, where's Padme? It seems in your anger you killed her. And then he breaks off the table. It's so sad. The final clip of the movie is Darth Vader looking out at the construction of a big circular thing, also known as the Death Star. And that's the prequels trilogy.
Well, I must say, I love the visuals. There was a distinct lack, in fact, complete ignoration of C-3PO, but I guess he is quite irrelevant.
Are you ready for A New Hope? How long have we been filming?
An hour.